I really don't have no deep topic to talk about tonight. But I am going to be going over some prose that I have written over on Threads. I think after I hit 30 days here of consistency, I'm going to go back to being consistent on Threads, because Threads is for the thinkers, the readers, the writers, so forth and so on. And I enjoy just writing my random thoughts on Threads. Kind of like over here, it's like you never know who it's going to find, who you're going to connect with based off of it. But anyway, I'm going ahead and get right into it. So a quippy little thought that I shared tonight was, it don't mean nothing if it don't mean nothing, or it don't mean nothing when it don't mean nothing. But anyway, that's the little beat that was in my head when the thought popped up. And I was actually supposed to start doing this on Substack, but I'm going to do it over here because it's just easier. Expanding on what inspired the thought and things like that. So, I don't know. I was kind of sitting, laying in bed and thinking about how I've really grown, and meaningless, low effort, bare minimum interactions don't mean nothing to me anymore. And I'm a person who's a meaning maker. So anything in life I have to make a meaning for, whether it really truly means anything at all. But I'm growing past that. I'm learning to break out of that cycle and that pattern by making things that don't mean nothing mean something. So that's what inspired that thought. It don't mean nothing when it don't mean nothing. I'm better at being able to discern the BS and when people are being performative with me versus real and authentic. So it don't mean nothing when it don't mean nothing. What's the next thing I did? Okay. Another little quippy thought that I had was, what was it? And if it's ever good riddance, then the riddance is good. And what inspired that thought was, I have to make sure my mic ain't off, because last time I recorded a whole video and half of it you couldn't hear me because the mic had died. But anyway, what inspired that thought is, I was just randomly thinking one day how, about my friend. She made this comment a long time ago. She said that, people who are no good for you in your life, they'll discard you when they were the ones that did you wrong and act like God did them a favor when they're the one that ran you off. And she was like, but essentially they can say God worked it out for them when they was the ones that was causing the problems in the relationship. But you're the real winner because God actually worked it out for you, removing somebody out of your life that wasn't supposed to be there anyway. So that's kind of what inspired that thought. Like, you trying to say good riddance to me, but trust me, the riddance is really good for me. It can be good for you too, but trust me, it's also good for me. So that's what inspired that thought. Like, yeah. And what else? Clarity. No, confusion is the clarity that you need. Like, and this one was inspired by, the back and forth discourse online between men and women. Women are always asking, what are we, trying to figure it out between her and the person she's dealing with, and the man typically not, and women do it too. But I'm speaking from the perspective of a woman because I am a woman. So, and a man not being clear with you about what you all are, where you all stand, leaves the women confused. So that's what that quote was inspired by. The confusion is the clarity. If a man can't be clear with you, then he is being clear with you. Yeah. and if you're a man listening to this, if a woman can't be clear with you, then she is being clear with you. So, yeah. What else? I think I can't remember. It's a few other ones that I want to go over, but I can't really think of any off the top of my head right now. And those are the most recent ones, so they're still fresh on my head, and the shortest ones. There are other ones on my threads page that I typically are more long form than the ones that I just gave. But yeah, I like writing. I like writing little quippy stuff like that. Without context to see how people may perceive it for themselves, see what people may project on that for themselves. But I like here I'm providing context, and on my Substack, whenever I'm building the habits of platforms that seem easier for me first before I move over to Substack and just, you know, expound on those little pieces that I write, because I like writing and I like doing that. I like writing in prose, writing poetically, because it's therapeutic for me. And I like how people can relate to it. I like that people are able to relate to it. So yeah, that's all I have. I'm keeping it short and sweet tonight. I got on here and I was a little passionate yesterday. The fire is gone. The fire is out. So yeah. If you're here and you're watching, let me know if you're a writer. If you like to write, what you think about the prose that I just shared. And I'll be back tomorrow. If you're new here, my name is Latrice. Here's where I think out loud, reflect honestly, and name patterns that keep us stuck. If anything that I said when I shared my short pieces resonated with you, feel free to take what you need. If anything didn't, feel free to leave it. And see you tomorrow.